What's going on, guys? Coach Madden, YouGoProBaseball.com, here with the man. You know him from Instagram, at Coach Ferber. Keeping it crispy, staying crispy.
Always.
We're going to talk about some hitting today. And let's just jump right into it. I want to talk about some of the misconceptions of hitting.
That's JFK, that's the endpoint. You don't stop videos for that. That's just how we do it over here in New York. We're in Long Island out here, that's JFK.
So what I want to talk about in this video is some of the big misconceptions, but in fact you wanted to talk about some approach. What do you got?
Well, the thing is, when you were talking about asking, what's my preference or what do I think about proper swing mechanics, my reply always is, because a lot of stuff that you see on the internet and the coaches that argue, it's all about what's the right way to swing a bat and what's the wrong way to swing a bat. Should I swing straight down? Should I swing up? Should I get on pass? Should the bat be going in reverse? Should it be going forward? And it seems to me that a lot of the guys that are arguing about swing mechanics are probably not on the field coaching players, because from what I'm looking at on the field, a lot of the swing stuff that of the mechanical stuff that people are doing, it's not showing up in games. And you wonder why there's all these hitting coaches, but there's very few good hitters. It makes no sense. There's all these hitting coaches out there, and there's like hardly any good hitters. And so, I think the main thing is a lot of the kids and players that watch go, well, that's what it is. I'm not hitting in the game, so it must be my mechanics. So I'm gonna run back into the cage, and I'm gonna work on my mechanics for 2 hours till I got blisters on my hands, and that's gonna fix it. Where the guys that I coach on the field, usually it's about approach. But way before King Johnny, it's about approach way more than it is about mechanics. And that's why I think I always go in reverse. I start at, was my approach good? Was my approach valid? And I work back from there. Swing mechanics, definitely you have to do certain things to produce enough force to get a hit. But without a good approach, it doesn't matter how good your mechanics are. And the first thing that I ask my guys when they say, hey, am I dropping my back shoulder? Is my path too steep? When they start asking these type of questions, we go back and look at the at-bats that they took. Well, first of all, how many fastballs did you take for a strike? How many sliders in the dirt did you swing at? Right?
Right.
And if the numbers are saying that you're not swinging at strikes and you're swinging at balls, the mechanics don't. So we like to figure that stuff out first before going into mechanics, because mechanics are actually the hardest thing to actually redo and repattern.
So let me ask you this: what is a good approach then?
Well, a good approach is one that I would say it starts with a strategy, right? And without a strategy or a plan, I don't think. I mean, there are guys that are super physically talented that aren't thinking at all. And don't get me wrong, not thinking at all can be an approach.
Right.
I'm not saying that not thinking at all, that maybe the guy's plan is, I'm not thinking about anything that doesn't have to do with seeing this ball and hitting this ball. That's my plan. That's a good approach. Now, there are a little bit more higher level approaches that I would say once you start getting into situations where pitchers are actually able to command secondary off-speed pitches for strikes, and they're messing with different speeds and locations. I like an approach. For me, it's a simple one, it's easy to remember, is first pitch of the AB, I'm picking a half of the plate. I'm gonna pick a half. If it's there, I'm swinging. That's my approach. Once I get a strike on me, I'm going to a third of the plate, right? And I'm gonna expand it a little bit to a third. 2 strikes on me, they're gonna be coming off the plate now. Right? And I have to understand that I've actually got myself into a situation where now I have to fight. Where I had the odds and the deck was stacked in my favor before, the other part of an approach is being able to get some healthy swings off. If you don't pull the trigger, right? If you have problems pulling the trigger and you're looking for perfect pitches, it's a problem, especially with the type of umpires that we have. More often than not, I ask my own guys, and I'm speaking from the guys, and I'm not talking because I read it in a book or something. I live it, and I go every single weekend throughout the whole summer, and I go try to find the best competition in the country to go put my guys up against. More often than not, right, it is How many swings did you take in that at bat? You saw 5 pitches. How many swings you take? 1. What happened? Fouled it straight back. Okay. Did you get that pitch again? Nope. What happened? Took a slider, strike 3, and I walked away. Right? And so going into an at bat thinking I'm going to look for that one perfect pitch that my pitch. For me, it's not a good approach. Maybe for some people it is.
You know, there's a lot of guys too in pro baseball. You look at their swing and you're like, that is an ugly swing. Like, it looks terrible. But they get the job done. They're getting the job done, and it's because they have a good approach and they know what they're looking for, and they're so competitive and they want to win so bad that somehow they make this barrel find that ball and put it in play. So, you know, it makes a lot of sense to me when you're talking about, you know, having approach over mechanics. That's just like that big concept that a lot of guys kind of need to grasp, coaches and players, to kind of have that success. Me and I don't know if you saw any of my videos before, but Nick Shaw came on and we were talking about how much competitiveness plays a role in the players' success. Because if they have that passion and that competitiveness built within them, they are able to succeed because they want it so bad. They just make it happen. It's like they put it out there and it comes back. Let me ask you this. This may be a tough question. Are you able to teach that? Can you teach competitiveness?
I think that I don't know if you can teach it. I think that if you throw a guy in a fire, he's either gonna sink or swim. Like if you throw him in the ocean, you're gonna sink or swim, right?
Right.
I think that starts at a young age. I think that the competitive nature, it starts with everything from, do I want to race every single kid that I know down the block? Do I want to race them?
Right.
Or do I not want to race them? Do I not care about winning them in a race and beating them in a foot race? I don't see many kids foot. I don't see many kids anymore just go, even on my team at the field, go, hey, I'll race you right now. Let's go. Let's see what it is.
Right.
I don't see it because, and maybe it's not a cool thing to do anymore or something, but that's right where it starts. Right. You know? We go back to approach for 1 second, and the kid, I had a kid, Jose Torres, King Johnny. I had a kid, Jose Torres, that played for me through high school. He's at NC State now. He's a freshman at NC State. And he tore it up last year. Really, really good hitter. Not big, not a big guy. 165, 5'11", 5'11 and a half, 165 in high school. Not crazy, Aki, one of these 6'2", 200-pound guys. His approach was so mature for his age. And it was like, you could see that as he got later in the count, right? He would just dial his swing back 1%, expand the zone a little bit. Dial it back 1%, expand the zone a little bit. Dial it back 1%, expand it. And so, like, just with something, just with a, obviously the competitive nature and the approach, you can, I mean, most people, you know, as far as swing mechanics go, I found that more hitters get confused talking about it and working on it than guys that actually go, yep, I went to go see this guy and I couldn't hit at all. And all of a sudden now I can hit. Right, First of all, if anybody tells you that they can just like make a big league hitter, like come into my facility or come work with me included, I can't turn a guy into a big league hitter. No way. I can give a guy some clues and suggestions to level him up and sharpen what he's doing. But any of these guys that you see that are in the big leagues, these guys always raked. Always raked. From Little League, they hit the most bombs. They through high school, mashed. All state, this, that, you know, Gatorade Player of the Year. They go to college, mashed the whole way through college, or got drafted in high school. Went to the minor leagues, smashed out the whole way through. And, you know, it's not like when these guys comes into a facility or one of these places that say, I have the key to unlock these big league hitting mechanics, right? And it's like, the guy didn't know how to hit, right? He's just a guy walking down the street and he just comes in, he's like, hey man, I'd like to learn how to hit. And you tell him some secret potion. You tell him some secret, all of a sudden he leaves, man, after a couple of sessions he leaves and he's just dropping 475-foot bomb, pull side oppo, guys just lit. That's not how it works.
So that's a great point, you know. But let me ask you this. So there are those guys who have it and they're really good. And those guys, to come in to train, it would be more beneficial for them to learn that approach, a big league approach, and they would have more success that way. But what about the younger kids who are struggling? They're not going to be a big league hitter, but they want to contribute in a few years to their high school team. what is something that they could be doing? Are they focusing on approach more? Are they focusing on mechanics more? Are you trying to just make them an athlete first and foremost? Like, what are you trying to do with those guys?
For those guys, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that they never take a fastball in the middle part of the plate for a strike. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to maximize, because what I'm trying to do is keep guys on the field. I'm not trying to make first round hitters. That's not what my purpose is. There might be some people out there that go, my job on earth is just to create first rounders. That's not what I'm doing. I want to keep a kid on the field. The point is to keep a player on the field, for me, for as long as it's to extend his career. You know, I know a guy, I know a coach named Corey Muscara over at University of Maryland. He, you know, there's different types of coaches that do different types of things. He's a guy that will take a guy that's 85, 86 miles an hour, not going to be able to probably get drafted high or go play Pro Bowl or whatever, but he will drop his arm slot down and become a sidearm pitcher and teach him how to get outs and still stay involved, extend his career. That's what I feel is what a really good coach can do, is extend a guy's career. The point is, it depends on why you're coaching, right? But to me, I would say, you know, to add value in high school, I got to get on base. I got to move a runner over. I got to take quality at bats. If my coach sees that I'm competitive, even if I'm not a superstar or I'm not a 4-year letter, you know, varsity guy or whatever it is, but he sees that, number one, I out hustle everybody. If I'm out hustling everybody, that's going to get me a look. Now, you can't just out hustle everybody and be an automatic out when you jump in the batter's box, right? That can't happen. So we do need to practice, right? Obviously, practice works, but for me, I am trying to make sure that from a vision standpoint, he understands what pitches to swing at, when to take. Why is the guy throwing me a slider in this particular point in the count? You know, in the sequence, why am I looking for a slider here? Why is it when there's a runner on third and less than 2 outs, is that I'm not probably going to get a thigh-high fastball, right? And why I should just sit slider and sell out the entire way. Even if he throws a fastball in the outer half and he gets one, I'm going to keep on sitting slider the whole at bat. I'm just looking. And when he does get one and he pops out of his hand and it just backs up on me, that's the one I just hit a base hit. That's it. Scored a run. That's what keeps me on the field.
That's such great information. I mean, the whole thing, everything that you said is spot on. I love it. And we didn't really get into the misconceptions of the swing mechanics.
We can get into that later.
Let's make another video right now. We'll end this one. Hop down in the comments below. Let us know what you thought of this one. Go check out Coach Ferber on Instagram at Coach Ferber. Yeah. Are you on YouTube too?
I'm not on YouTube. I only watch YouTube videos. I watch you on YouTube.
Drop down in the comments. Let us know if you want Coach Ferber to get on the YouTube channel.
Have a good approach.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. We're going to talk about swing mechanics.
Yes, sir. Stay crispy out there. Okay. Give me a pick. I'm trying to get my work in, dog. Go, let's go. I'm trying to get ready for the league. Draft day. It's rapid fire. Rapid fire picks. The bear head,